The lesson.
Oh yeah.
Was there some sort of animosity or some sort of graffiti?
Nah, he came to a house that I was living at with a gangster, and he was brought there by someone who shouldn't have brought him there, and that person took it to another level, and that's probably where that came from. But we're good as gold, you know. Me have been, friends for the past 10 years, so there's no dramas in there.
No, he's a king.
But back then, there was that you're either with 73A or you with JBL. That's just how it was.
So how intense was it? It
wasn't that intense for me, but probably for the people who were riding all the time and who were piecing all the time, would have been intense for them. At that stage, I just started to go into more of the emceeing side, so I was just starting to step away from the graffiti side. So that's probably where all the beef came from. So,
and did crews pretty much owned, quote unquote, certain lines?
Yeah, they had the O-Bahn. So
and
that's where the. I think I did a show one night, and I said, if you don't live on a train line, you can fuck off. And it's the O-Bahn is a bus on a track, and it was just at the time, because graffiti was always about, for me, it was always about doing trains. It was always about piecing red hens and piecing trains. I wasn't concerned about doing walls. I wanted to hit trains, so that's where it came. If you weren't doing trains, if you were tagging buses or you're doing scratches or you were tagging trees, you were whack. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, the traditional sort of mentality. On the topic of hitting trains, I had Tarns and Ambush.
Bloody yeah.
And they were, and I had Tarns and Foe.
Yeah, Tarns' sister was in my class in school in basic maths in year 9. It was myself, her, Pine, and Type. So it was a pretty funny time. So he was going to a different high school, but she was at our same high school. He lived not far from my parents' house. His parents' house is probably 5-minute walk from my parents' house. So we were always crossing paths back then. So he's a legend. Yeah,
great dude. And that was actually when he came in here with Ambush. It was the first time I've ever met Ambush, and Mick, Big Mick.
Yeah.
He popped in as well.
Yeah,
it was. I hadn't seen him in a minute. So that was really cool. And we were talking about some of the differences in graph, and now to then, obviously things now with the internet. These days you can see pieces online. Whereas back then you more had to go out.
You had to, exactly.
Get your flicks.
Take your photos at the time.
And all that sort of thing. I wanted to ask you, on the topic of hitting yards. I mean, how tricky, was it?
No, it was easy. A lot of the yards didn't have fences then. Gawley Yard didn't have fences. You had yards everywhere, layups, Lonsdale. There was so many places you could go to hit trains. So it was far easier than now. There was none of the the guys now, they do an amazing job to hit the trains now. It's a serious challenge. They'd be like the CIA to get onto those trains now. But back in our days, it was just a walk in the park.
Yeah, right. So you didn't have the electric.
No, we had nothing, mate. It was a breeze. It was a joke. The layups in Adelaide never had fences until the FTP lads and the CSI lads smashed them. There was just, you walk up.
Just casual.
Yep, casual as you like. You could, mate. The Gawley yards we used to piece during the day. So.
And just take your time.
Take your time. Yep. So it's a crazy time. Totally different to what now.
And then when did you notice that change in the security?
Early 90s. Yeah, early 90s. 91, 92, the buff came in. Change of governments. Change of they put a big crackdown on it, and it all changed.
Can you recall any times, any memorable, times of hitting yards, whether it was a chase or?
Oh, yeah, there's too many to mention, mate. There's the chases from yards that we had. It was some crazy times, and most of the times you're messed up when you're in there. You'd spend all day on the cans and doing what we do, and you get in there and you're loose and you're getting chased by dogs, and it's just crazy.
So they set dogs on you.
Yeah, they're dogs. Yeah, all those fun things. So it was crazy times.
And what is it? Just a matter of like, just obviously you just drop what you're doing and
just run. But a lot of us back then started to have cars and so you were able to get away. You jump in a car, and even if it wasn't your car, so if you know what I'm saying, it was a bit different times.
I always wondered, like, if you're in there painting as a crew, like 5 or 6. I mean, what is it? Just one dude?
Yep. Oh, everyone had their role. There's people looking out. Everyone had their role. Well, it was a military precision some of the time. So, but it was just different time.
Yeah, right. And then were you still hitting yards in the early 90s when the?
I stopped once I started emceeing. So once I got to about 18, 19, and the buff was coming in. That's really what shitted me off. The trains are getting buffed, and you do stuff, and then within 6-7 hours it was gone. So you lost the passion there, and just you started going to clubs and realising, I can pick up girls and get free drink cards and all the stuff that you do, mate. You'd think, why am I going to hang around with yards when I can get these guys are loading me up with drinks, and everyone's giving me adulation. I'm jumping on stage and I'm rapping, and it just changes you.
The lesson. Oh yeah.